Octoprint but. Chong_1 was first. They have been
Nice.
first 9 times.
Oh, he's ready to get that first.
Chong_1. I bought AP1S and it showed up today.
Ooh. Awesome. What are you gonna print first?
Chong_1. Bench.
Of course. Do you have any projects in mind that you're gonna use the printer for? You just got it because it was like on sale or something.
Chong_1. Christmas light stuff. Bought Rick's official. At Chong_1 you leveled up to level 1.
Nice. Build decorations for the tree and like hanging ways to hang lights and stuff like that. Did you get the multi-material with it?
Chong_1. Hanging THRW outdoor stuff. Chong_1. Yeah.
Nice. That's gonna be sweet to see some of the stuff you print for it. Are we done with ads? It looks like we are. Perfect. Alright. Basecam big. Oh, I say that and we're getting another ad right now. Alright. So, today I am going to test using PLA and PETG on the same print because I've heard they don't like to mesh well together, which makes it perfect if you want to build something that relies on supports. Because then you can get a really, really good layer for the other filament to lay on, basically, and then it peels off super easily. And this is something I want to test because I think it also works with TPU, depending on what filaments you use.
True.
Because I want to try this one because I did get some TPU, some Polymaker TPU that I'm going to use at some point for the football. And it's going to require a lot of supports. So if I can get this to work with PETG and PLA, I can get it work with TPU. But also because one of my friends wants me to print some figurine from a game. And it has a lot of delicate parts, but if I can mix PLA and PETG, I can get a lot of those details really nice and secure without having really gnarly support like issues. So today I'm going to be using the voxel PETG.
Chong_1. I saw Drew build stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, I didn't know about him until after I made my Drew Make Stuff account, and he's like pretty big content creator. Don't mind this, I spilled some water on me. And then we'll be using some Anycubic PLA. And then I need to modify the design for this. Oops. We'll do that while I doing some printing because I need to make this a bit taller. I don't really want to touch this because it's real sticky and icky. So that way it can account for the hook it's on. I should see if I can like just clean this off and get some actual gold paint for this that'll stick. Because they just use spray paint for it. And that doesn't work with like rubber and stuff. So. And I am kind of on a timeline for this guy. I just have not had any time or... Well, I've had some time, but work has been extremely hectic lately. Because we got one of our sport is off for a few weeks because they're recovering from a surgery. And we're also just getting a lot of tickets come through these past few weeks, which has been crazy. I don't know what's up with it. I gotta turn my AC down a little bit. We're at 80 degrees, and it's always a little too warm when I stream. So yeah, I just haven't had like the mental capacity really to stream, but today's been a little better, even if it's been super busy. Okay.
Chong_1. Hell yeah.
Loading in the PETG. Okay. We're just kind of getting these started, and then I need to go into my PLA and PETG. There we go. Carry out changes. Oh, we're loading filament 1. Then I saw there was some interesting Prusa announcements and updates and stuff like that. They're making a bigger version of the Core 1, the Core 1 Large, and it has a bunch of improvements over the Core 1. And I'm like, well, hopefully it makes it, the improvements make it to the Core 1 and I can buy like an upgrade kit. Not to like upgrade the size of the Core 1, but like upgrade some, put some of the improvements. Because like there's an improved bed, there's like a filament switch thing on the side here for like the MMU stuff. So if I need to bypass it for any reason, it's much easier.
Chong_1. It looks nice.
Yeah, they're a couple of ease of use things. It looks like too, like
Chong_1. Way better than the Ender 3 we were using forever.
yeah. Yeah, no, this thing is, I love this thing so far. Now that I've gotten used to the MMU thing, the only issues I've had with printing has been with the soap filament. And that's because it's like non-standard filament, and just using incorrect settings with the slicer. I don't think I've really had any print failures aside from that. So I think we're going to use the satin one because this one is better for PETG. Okay, so now we're going to go into Tinkercad. And we're just going to create basically 2 cubes. And then we're going to reduce the height this to 4 millimeter. We're just going to move it here. Something like this. I could probably do this with like an actual CAD program. It's like overhanging a tiny bit. I don't think it matters too much. There we go. I want to make these. We're going to group these two together. Union group. I think I can bundle group. As we're gonna take this black. And I think what bundle group allows me to do MMU support test. There we go. Allows me to export this as one project, but make it super easy for me to like designate, hey, I want this to be a certain filament and this to be another filament. It's like it should import it as 2 parts, basically. We'll see, though. Delete. Oops, we just want to move this. Delete you. Throw you in there. Maybe I can't do it this way. To parts. There we go. Perfect. See how it does that? So now we have that part is red, and this part is black because this is my PETG one. This is my red cubic, any cubic red. And if we slice now, there we go. How long does this take? Where's my sprint stats? 2 hours? No, we don't want it to be 2 hours. We want...
Catch.
Why hello?
Hello! Is there any way to... We're gonna drop the infield to like 5. How's it going, Catch? Happy Friday. think, where is the support cubic? That's really all I need. It doesn't need to be anything fancy.
Alright, getting out of work at a decent time tonight.
Nice. 2 hours. Doesn't matter. Well, I mean, I guess we'll just send it and see how it goes. I need to adjust probably the camera settings. Unless, yeah, it's better. I swapped my camera out, so it's something different.
Chong_1. Send it.
Send it. Set ready. I'm gonna do something real fast actually before I send it. Excuse me. I'm gonna look at the camera. Wait, camera, not control. You can see my butt in the camera. You can see my, anyway. SD card. They are working on improving the camera and time-lapse settings too. So,
Catch.
which is nice because
Eva say del mattino flight to New Orleans tomorrow for my birthday.
that's an early flight, but that sounds awesome. I've always wanted to go to New Orleans. I heard it's fun there.
Catch.
Tomorrow is my birthday.
Happy birthday, or happy early birthday. New Orleans is probably a perfect gift for you. Alright. I'm gonna throw some of these filament things away.
Catch.
We're gonna
Yes,
put
it is.
we need to rename this. Not cameras, brutes. There we go.
Pre-ready timing bin.
How long are you going this time?
Catch.
In anerbot walk tour this time. Going to be there 4 days.
Ooh, 4 days, good amount of time. You visiting people there, or are you just going for fun? There, it looks like I'm kind of sitting in the hot tub.
Catch.
Eva all week of work talk.
Catch.
In it.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you've been needing it for a while because you've been complaining about work for a while. And usually when that happens, you need some time off from work.
Catch.
In burned out.
Yeah, exactly. I could use a break myself, but I've used too much PTO this year, and I've already got the remaining PTO set up for this year. So, no breaks for me. I've just taken a few days off around Christmas and around New Year's.
Catch.
We're gonna finish up here and start my weekend as soon as I can.
Awesome. Well, have a good rest of your workday, I guess. And, again, happy birthday. I'm just waiting on...
Catch.
Thanks, then will be for the TTS lol.
Oh, I'm excited for the food pictures. Alright, we're just kind of waiting on this to go. What are we waiting on? Prusa Connect. We're waiting on the temperatures to reach the ideal temp right now. Nozzle temp. Bed temp. I believe that's what we're waiting on. Yeah, absorbing heat. Yeah, I suppose the first print of the day always takes a little bit longer because we got to make sure the bed absorbs the amount, like the heat it needs. That way it's... I'm trying to think of the word for it. It's all over or whatever. I don't know. Like I've said, This week has been just mentally taxing because of all the work, so my brain is just not there. Suffused, maybe? Waiting for the bed to be heated entirely through so there's no cold spots, whatever that word would be. I know there's a word for it, I just can't think of that word. Kinda don't want to start work on anything until I have until I've confirmed it. This is starting. There we go. Just realized I have a filament profile for Voxel, the brand of filament I'm using. I don't think it's gonna matter too much, because this is a test, but next time I'll know that. Loading that red. Yeah, well, that's right. I had black filament in the last time, black PLA. So yeah, if this works, I'll be super happy. Well, then the next test would be with TPU, and I have to figure out which filament works best to not stick with TPU. I think it's PLA, but I gotta double check. I know there's profiles and stuff out there. Yeah, that would be the next test to make sure TPU and PLA work, because I would then want to build Because TPU sticks really well to some print beds. And so what you could then also do is lay down a layer of a different filament that it doesn't stick. Well, I don't know if you want to do that. I'd have to test that, because I wouldn't want the TPU layer to have issues printing like on the first layer. Alright, well, it's printing PETG just fine after the print swap. Or the filament swap. What are we at temperature-wise? It should go up 240. Yeah, nozzle's 240, I think. Filaments and cubic red is set to 210. Okay. This is a 2-hour print. I'm not too surprised because, one, adding in multiple filaments, even with the same kind of filament, is going to always increase the print time, because you have to do swaps and purging and stuff like that. But also because these are two completely different filaments. Or not completely different, but two different filaments. And each filament has different temperatures for their ideal nozzle hot end. And so it takes time to cool between prints and heat up between swaps. Yeah, now we're changing filament. That's actually pretty fast on the nozzle, like cool down and heat up, because it's already at 210 about. Yeah, that's not bad. I gotta put a more of a purge between, I think, because we got a lot of bleed through on the black into red. Okay. Yeah, I would have to adjust the purging volumes. Okay. That'll be something I'll have to look into. I wonder if there's just... Yeah, this would be perfect. Something like this. What is this one? Oh, this one's pretty cool, actually. At some point, I'm also going to have to figure out how to use Orca Slicer for the MMU3 stuff as well. I'll just set this in a functional for now. More tests. I might do a stream this weekend. We'll see. I want to do some video editing to finish off the Triangle Strategy project. Get all those uploaded and dealt with and done with, so I don't have to worry about that. And then I can work on something or like start recording Pikmin footage. No one's. I don't know how much I want to effort I want to do with that though, because no one's really watching any of those videos. I've got 4 views. I'm getting a couple views on some of these videos actually. That's not terrible. Well, I guess some of them are mine. Oh, I uploaded 10, but I haven't done anything with it. Okay. Anyway, I do have another short coming out on Monday. And I have an idea for another short that I need to film at some point. That one has nothing to do with 3D printing, this next one. Basically, this Stirling engine that I have, this desktop Stirling engine, fell off my desk and broke. There's like a rod that's missing as well. And so I got a replacement, so I'm going to do just a funny, like, I don't know, short to be like, oh, this broke, but I got a new one. I don't know. I have ideas for it. We'll see. I should also see if there's other, like, small engines like this on Amazon I could put on my Christmas list. Because these things are kind of neat and they're fun to build. And my last short got a good amount of views for the Stirling engine. I think people are, it's like still getting views, which is kind of nice. I should also put out more long form tutorial videos at some point too. I know I want to work on putting a video out for the soap filament, because I don't think I've seen anyone release a video specifically for that. I think that would be get some good views, get some people curious about it. So I might work on that tomorrow as well. I just like, it's annoying that I have no energy to work on any of these videos during the week lately because of all the work stuff, and then just like I've been so busy with personal life stuff too, family and other things going on. There just hasn't been much time for it. I mean, not much time for streaming either. But I can't complain too much considering I do have a full-time job that's pretty secure, with benefits and healthcare and stuff like that. And that not everyone can say the same. with the way the economy and the government shutdown's going and stuff, so. It's very much first world problem to complain about. And it's not like my job's even like that bad of a job or tough of a job. It's just, it's a lot going on right now. I almost don't really feel like working on the design for this either. As I'm also kind of tired. But I wanted to get a stream in it at least. But what I want to do... Here, we'll do some things. Alright, because I want to thicken this so that way I can put a nut in here probably. Like that way I can screw from either the top or the bottom. I think I might go from the top with this nut or with the bolt, and like I'd make this a bit bigger. So I'd thicken this whole thing, put a little bit of, I think we'll just do some basic stuff. I don't know how to really make this taller, is the only thing, because it's based off the football, and I'd have to make the football taller, but I can't do that in this. Unless I could just re-import it. Can I delete it? Change to version. What if I delete it? Trim. I think that was a design choice, actually. I'll leave that as is. Okay, do I have a way... Show constraints. Oops. I would need to remove some constraint, I think. There we go. I think that's going to allow me to hopefully take this There. Cool. So that allowed me to make it taller. I'll get the exact measurements that I need to make it taller at some point, but it... Okay. Awesome. Now we're gonna double it. I think we want to 16 for the extrude. There we go. Nice. I think we'll put the nut in here. Okay, what I probably need to do is also... Not that. Increase this to like... 8. There we go. Now it's not like so on the edge here. Okay. I'm debating where I want to put the nut. I think I'll put the nut here. Make a sketch. Okay, we want to make some construction lines. Okay, because I want to make sure this is like dead center, basically. Like that. And then we need to make... There we go. Okay. For now we're just going to use a normal just nut. Let me get my measurement tool. It's about a 2.2. Oops. I'll make it 2.24 probably. That's not what. There. .45. We'll make it about 5.5. There we go. So now we can take this, we can do an extrude, we can do a remove. About... Say 5.5 probably. And whabam, we got. That needs to be more. 5 plus. I wonder if I can do it like. Plus. There we go. I don't have to do the math myself. I love that I found out that feature. Basically what I did is I made it so it sinks into it plus its half, so that way it should be about centered in there, if I did it right. I might need to go, I don't know, we'll see. I probably need to add the whole distance as well. Whole distance from the edge. I think what we'll do is 5.5 plus 1 for now, and then I'll just modify it later. Sketch. This is the sketch I want, I think. Oh, I see. It's the whole. Okay, I think I need to do a measurement then. I should be able to. That is, minimum distance about 1.5. Okay. Plus, and then now we're going to add the 5.5 divided by 2. .75. Okay. That should put it center for the most part. Okay. Alright, and then the next thing I want to do is make a plane here. Let's see, I want to... put this before that plane. Okay. There we go. Okay. Plane. I think we're just gonna do offset. Because what I want to do is I want to cut into this hole. To make it flat, basically. around it. So that way the bolt has something to sit on. So we're gonna do, oops, new sketch on this plane. Okay. And what I want to do is gonna perfect. Okay, now I want to make a circle, and we're going to offset the distance by 4 millimeters? Probably doesn't need to be 4. Um, 7.8. I think what I'm gonna. I just want to get rid of this construct, and we want to just get a dimension of 8. There we go. Now what I can do is we can do an extrude, but we want to remove. We don't want it to go up to face here. There we go. Perfect. Now this bolt can sit in here. It'll go down. And there'll be a nut right here. I'll probably need to make another nut. Put a nut at the bottom here is what I'm most likely going to have to do as well. I'll get to that at some point. Okay. So this will be the next test, I think, before I really start working on the base and the rest of the details of this. So I think is a good spot right now to just kind of stop. Whoop, I don't want to do that. We're just going to rename. Rename base sketch. Rename this to that would be the other plane, I think. Whatever. Okay. This is all coming along decently, though. Do the rename book sketch. I guess it's a beam. Okay, I want to move this to here, this to here, this to here. I can't do that. What does this rely on? It probably relies on this. Yeah, okay. So I can't do that. I'll also need to see how the weight distribution works on this at some point. I'm hoping it just like I might have to. That might actually work better. Actually, this should be fine. I'm no physics person, but if anything, it might have like a lean forward more than anything. Working on it though. Oh, this nut doesn't work. I don't think this is not an M3 by M3 bolt. Therefore, the M3 nuts are not working for it. So I'm gonna have to redesign this slightly. It shouldn't take too much work. There we go. Okay, so we need to do 3.1, maybe 3.2. Okay. Be about 7. I see. This is 7. This is... There. Okay, that should be fine now. Yeah, because this bolt is different than the other ones. It may even need to get a different bolt as well, a longer one. We'll see. So. Okay, how are we doing on this? Looking alright, I think. It's kind of... PLA's kind of warping off the plate a bit. What is my plate temperature? It might be too hot for PLA, but in that case I would just add a brim to it. Bed temperature is 85. I think it's like supposed to be 60-ish for PLA. Yeah, it's a bit too hot. Okay, so that's something I'm gonna have to consider. I think a brim around it is what I would need. I've been